Is that a big fruity video? Ew, you're smelly. Anyways, boys, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about some big news that we got from the Marvel Rivals everything. Discord, Instagram, Twitter, anything they have where they can announce stuff, we got it. But we got some big news today. They confirmed. Now, did we already kind of know this from leakers and data miners? Yes. But they confirmed officially from the actual source. Marvel Rivals themselves have confirmed that the Fan 4 stick will be in the game on season 1 launch. Now, like I said, this isn't big news, but it is pretty cool and pretty important that it was confirmed by Marvel Rivals, because up to this point, yes, it was slightly confirmed by leakers and stuff, but we didn't really have any info on a character like Invisible Woman, so it really wasn't truly confirmed. We just knew that at some point they were going to be added to the game, and we were really unsure if they were all four going to be added at the same time, especially considering we also know, not by Marvel Rivals, but pretty much for a fact, that Blade and Ultron are coming in. So that's at least 6 characters we will be getting in season 1. With that being said, we don't know that it's going to be on launch for season 1. Like I said, this is the only thing that they have confirmed so far. They've just said, hey, Fantastic Four season 1. But overall, still really cool news, and I want to break it down with you guys here in the video. So here we are. This is the image that was given to us by Marvel Rivals, and at first glance, it might just seem like a pretty standard issue release image to introduce you to the Fantastic Four and announce that they're going to be in the game, but it is much more than that. Not only does it introduce us to the Fantastic Four with Johnny Storm obviously flying, Human Torch, we've got the Thing sitting in the front, we've got Mr. Fantastic, and we've got Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, and also another interesting detail to note is not only are they in the Fantastic Car, but they are in the Fantastic Car with my boy Herbie. Now, for those of you who don't know, my boy Herbie is basically just an adorable little robot who helps out the Fantastic Four. It's kind of like a little robotic assistant, ally, friend, whatever you want to call him. But this is the first thing that I did want to break down within this photo. Now, there is, like I said, there's a lot to unpack here, but one of the main things is that, like I said, they are in the Fantastic Car Mark 1, and it's with Herbie. So what we can assume, and I think what has been confirmed, is that this is going to be a payload map. Obviously, they're in New York, but it's going to be a payload map where, obviously, you don't have to be the Fantastic Four, but a payload map where you are to guide Herbie in the Fantastic Car to whatever point. Maybe it's the Baxter Building, whatever the point may be. Probably going to be a payload map. Along with this, it is interesting and important to note that this payload map, the one I'm alluding to specifically, is New York City. Now, recently, New York City has been released or leaked as a map that is going to be playable, but what's interesting is it's not just your standard issue New York City. This is actually the New York City from, I personally have not read all of the lore in the game, but I know for a fact that this is the New York City that this game's Spider-Man is from. Like I said, I haven't read all the lore for all the characters, but I have read Spider-Man's just because I like Spider-Man. And his says that this is a New York City that has been overrun by vampires, specifically overseen, I guess you would say, by Dracula. I think this is actually really cool, not only from a lore standpoint, but I think this is really cool from the standpoint of map design. I think a standard issue, kind of normal New York would have sufficed, but the fact that we get a really cool exposition-filled and lore-filled New York specifically, but map is really cool. Specifically, I want to highlight the Blood Moon. This is part of like the lore in the map. It is basically an everlasting night. Obviously, you can see the bats in the sky, that sort of thing. So basically, it's New York, but it's a New York that is overrun by Dracula and vampires, and it's kind of cut off from the rest of the world and overtaken by bad guys. With that being said, and taking all that into account, we can also go ahead and inference that where you're trying to take the payload is to the Baxter Building. This is not confirmed. This is just my speculation. I believe this, considering the fact that this reveals the Fantastic Four, the Fantastic Car, which is most likely the payload with Herbie, the map itself, and what is in that map. In the foreground, we see the big old Baxter Building. So, like I said, from a lore standpoint, for whatever reason, your goal is to probably get the Fantastic Car with Herbie to the Baxter Building, specifically to what we might see in the window, which I believe to be is the bridge. Now, for those of you who don't know, the bridge is simply a multi-dimensional portal that Reed Richards has built for just that, to, traverse through multiple dimensions and universes. And so it's really cool to see in this picture and to kind of tie it into the game. Obviously, there is some, you know, lore there. If this were to be the bridge, it would be for the purpose of multi-dimensional travel, traveling between universes. Obviously, this is a game that brings a bunch of different characters from a bunch of different universes together. Obviously, I say all this because a lot of the lore within the game also goes hand in hand with each specific map. While yes, there is a bigger picture, a bigger story with both Doom and Doom 2099 and the Clash, there's also, you know, different details and different lore that have to do with maps specifically. There's lore for the Hydra maps, there's lore for the Wakandan maps, there's lore for the Tokyo 2099 maps and the Web of Life and Destiny. So I say all that to say it's really cool that we're getting a look at this, and it's not just here's the Fantastic Four. If you really want to break it down, like in this scenario, you get a look at the map and you get a look at the characters and you get a look at what the game is offering you, while it coincides with, you know, Marvel characters and the IP and the lore. And it's really, really cool that we're, you know, for nerds like myself, it's cool to get some exposition and some lore through just pictures like this. With that being said, I would love to break down more of the Marvel Rivals lore. I don't just want to be a Marvel Rivals player. I love Marvel. I love these characters. I love this game. So while yes, I would love to be great at the game and I would love to hit top 500 and all this different stuff, I'm kind of realistic. I don't play the game enough, I understand that, but if you guys want to see more lore videos, please let me know. I am planning to make a lore video on the Marvel Rivals comic. There's going to be a 6-issue miniseries. They're currently on the 3rd issue, so I'm kind of thinking about breaking up it into 2 parts. Let me know if that's something you want to see. If you want to see more lore videos, I will read everything I can, make a bunch of lore videos on the characters. Let me know if you guys like this. Let me know if you're excited for the Fantastic Four, who you're most excited for, who you want to play the most. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Be sure to check out the socials. Link is in the description. I love you, kiss you in your mouth, and goodbye. Now, let me tell you something, okay? These two motherfuckers right here. Good lord!